Hyvää joulua, Merry Christmas, welcome to the Yule Goat, or whatever else you celebrate. I am taking this holiday season to read through all of the weird emails I get as an influencer. So I did this last year. I had a lot of fun. As someone who makes content for a living on YouTube, I work with a number of different brands, and some of them have very weird communication styles. So I thought it would be entertaining to share this with you this holiday season so you guys can enjoy whatever your feast of tradition is and maybe put me on in the background and listen to some of the weird emails I got. So enjoy. I'm going to just be reading these guys for close to an hour now. Some of them are real entertaining. I think you'll get a laugh out of some of them. Also, I now sell shirts. If you're interested in shirts, it's a bit too late to get a Christmas gift. They probably won't make it in time, but Home Lab, your own personal data center, as well as several others that are featured in this video. So if you guys want to get the same entertainment that I get reading my inbox, then come along. First up here, I got BN Link. Let's see what's on their link here. These are always fun. Digital temperature controller with thermostat outlet heating and cooling mode. Wow, for reptiles. I don't know what gave off the vibe that I'm a reptile person. I have a cat, but he's not going to want this thing. Next up, Flexi Spot standing desks. If you're an influencer of seemingly very small size, they offer Flexi Spot standing desks to you. I actually already have one. It's right here. I use it literally every day in the US. Now I have started asking standing desk companies if they're able to work with me in Finland because I'm moving there in like 4 days. But so far I haven't found any in the EU. So if you're an EU-based standing desk company, I have to completely redo my office starting in January, and that'll be a bit of a project. So stay tuned for videos on that office redo also. New AI productivity app, brand new AI. So I don't know if you've been following along how 2025 is going so far, but AI is kind of like the only reason the economy actually exists right now in the US. And it's sure like filling up my inbox. Pretty much every day I get stuff like this. New AI app, new AI assistant, new AI docking station for your laptop. You guys are in for a ride today as we get further along to those things. Spampur, professional tool storage design company. These guys might want to think their choice of name through a little bit more clearly next time, given the association of being a spam company. So this email seems pretty simple at first. SteelSeries, I think they're a legitimate brand, possibly. It's just signed by our team, and it's just from, who is that? SteelSeries Manager 7786S at onet.pl. If you're an up-and-coming creator, gotta watch out for crap like this. Tons of emails I get are from like free email companies. In this case, we'll check what onet.pl is. This looks like some sort of cookie thing, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess that's okay. But I'm pretty sure these guys have free email going on. So, plenty of emails that are scams like this. Usually they're trying to get some sort of credential out of me to impersonate my account, something like that. You've heard it happen to the big channels before, like when Linus Tech Nips was famously running down the stairs naked. But yeah, stuff like this is how it happens. You get an email, it seems like it's from a reputable brand, but it's actually from a free email service, and that's where it goes. So next up here, I got a robot lawnmower. And just to be sure, like, this is actually them. It's from them. I checked it out. So this is the kind of thing that I feel like is a product that I could certainly use personally, but doesn't fit well with the vibe of my channel. So I do stuff about networking, home lab, home automation, and that's sort of the boundary of where I'll go. So I'll do stuff at my desk setup if it involves my day-to-day. I'll do stuff that involves my servers, my network rack, open source software, home automation. I know home automation videos don't do as well, but it's something that I really enjoy working on. I guess this could kind of fit into that, but it's a little bit outside of the realm of my channel. But also more importantly, I'm moving to Finland in 4 days, and I have a tiny amount of grass that I can cut with my electric lawnmower there really easily. So not junk, but I get plenty of email from the Electronic Frontier Foundation. I'm a huge fan of theirs, so go ahead and support them. Also very often I get more than one email, so like in this time Carl at yardgtm.com sent me an email, and I didn't reply to it because I didn't really care. So then I scrolled down, and it looks like, see, his first email was on the 30th. 1 day later, he sent me a quick follow-up for, I think this is a totally different sponsorship campaign. I'm not actually sure, I didn't read them, but... And then just a few days later, February 3rd, I got yet another email from him, checking if any of our sponsorships resonated with you, blah, 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 blah. I hate when I get emails back to back like this. If it's been like at least a couple weeks, there's a good chance I've forgotten about it, and sending another one is perfectly fine, especially if it's a new campaign. Like if you're advertising one product and I didn't care for that product, maybe I didn't reply. If you're advertising a different product, maybe I'll care this time. But the same one back to back is not something I like. This one makes me question if they've ever seen my channel. So here's Samantha, representing Gotvoom, is big fans of my YouTube content and my unique style, blah, blah. They're suggesting I advertise a retractable garden hose reel with a 5/8 inch connector. What? Like, do you guys even watch my channel? Do I do gardening? Do I look like I have a garden? Like, at all? So every now and then I get partnerships about my blog too. So here, a link for my blog. He's trying to do SEO benefits to me from a do follow link from a real authority site that has doing real business and has some great numbers behind it. How about Century Genius Limited? Also an online store specializing in safe and genuine software keys. So here's one I almost accepted. So TwinGate, they're a zero trust network access platform. They send me information about their campaign, etc. They send me emails about a week apart, so 29th and then the 4th and then the 7th. Then they stop, so thanks for that. So I did go through the process of looking at their campaign materials, reviewing their website, seeing where their content was out there. I've made videos in the past on Nebula Zero Trust, probably link up here, I don't know, which is an open source zero trust platform that I have worked on a little bit. I know the developer, I've messaged him privately about some IPv6 related issues, things like that. TwinGate has a similar product that's paid, and the big reason that I didn't go with these guys is because of the single point of failure on their cloud. I'm not a big fan of introducing single point of failures into my network, and so because all of the auth decisions have to be done by their cloud, it means that you can't distribute that like another solution like Nebula could. And it's also a problem that solutions like Tailscale have. So they're sort of doing key escrow for WireGuard. So yes, Tailscale does use WireGuard as the underlying transport, but they're not using WireGuard's authentication mechanisms, essentially. They're doing their own authentication of nodes through their cloud, and then sending WireGuard keys once authorized. So it's a bit of a different architecture for Tailscale versus TwinGate. TwinGate's more enterprise focused, but I didn't go with them, but I considered it. Hello, may I ask if you have received my email? Are you interested in cooperating with us? Thank you. Hello, is anyone there? Can you please reply to my email as soon as possible? Ending Technology Co. Electrical testers. So they guys make multimeters and things like that. I think I'd look at stuff like this if it was actually like directly useful to me. So like Ethernet testers. There's one I really want to take a look at called the POC Ethernet. I have an older model, but I'd like to take a look at their newest model. But my older one still works fine for me, so I keep using it. Optical testers, since I want to be Apple Arts Fiber Lab. Things like that, more niche testers. I would certainly do a video to take a look at a decently high-end tool that's within a price range I think many of you guys would look at. But just a basic multimeter I think is a little bit too basic for me. I think this is funny. So this is from Athalia, confirm her identity, to varenwinkel@gmail.com. He requested a one-time code. There's his one-time code. He actually requested codes 4 times. So I got 4 emails in the span of less than an hour of a one-time code for Athalia. So I'm pretty sure what happened here is he followed my guide to set up Athalia, and by default, in the config that I give you, it uses my public email address, adventure@appleart.net. And he left that right there. So as soon as he had Athalia to authenticate all of his home lab services, I was getting his password reset requests. So please don't do that if you follow my guides. Please put your own email in, not mine. This one's interesting. So it's from Rapid Seedbox, and they do seed boxes and IPv6 servers. They want, they were looking for someone who focused on IPv6, etc., which is very accurate to what I do. So I actually did follow up with them on these guys. They are doing IPv6 leasing. I actually asked them if they had any IPv4s to lease, because then I could do a cool video on that. But no, they just had IPv6s. So if I get to a point where I need an actual routable IPv6 prefix, which would probably mean I have to do BGP over the internet to a remote data center, or have a colo, or I'm definitely not going to have like a BGP class connection in my duplex in Finland. Then I might get my own IPv6 resources from Ripe. Being in Finland, Ripe NCC is who I go to, and their fees are very low. So I generally don't see a point in leasing IPv6 space because it's so easy to get new IPv6 space allocated to your organization if you have really any reason to need it. IPv4 is of course very expensive, leasing it's a very common thing, but IPv6 is not scarce, so just get some new ones. I'm going to guess you've seen their ads before in the internet. So network management tool, Ebike. I guess you can comment below if you'd like me to take a look at that, but they sent me 1, 2, 3 emails, but they include the replies to all of them, so it's like kind of irritating. But yeah, once again, we've got an option for an e-bike. Here in the US, there's literally nowhere I can bike to. I am several miles from anything worth going to. In Finland, though, I'm 300 meters from a supermarket that I walk to all the time. So having an e-bike to go 300 meters to the supermarket would be great. Also, there's many other places I can bike to in Finland very easily. However, I haven't found anyone yet that's willing to work with me in Finland, so I haven't. So if you're a Finnish company or an EU-based company, hit me up. I think this is interesting too. This is a CoolPi wireless HDMI transmitter and 2 receivers. The guy's name is Shopify Ivan, but then he's not even from Shopify, he's just at gmail.com. Now, I actually do get the Gmail, and I don't want to be like too harsh on Gmail. I personally send emails from Gmail if I've already tried once or twice for my applr.net. I found that because applr.net's domain is hosted by Proton, some like business servers are blocking or giving low reputation to Proton's servers instead of Proton's domains. So if you're concerned about getting spam from free email sites, you should be blocking based on the free email, so like proton.mail.ch or whatever, proton.me, and not based on the IP address of the sending SMTP server being owned by Proton, because they do a lot of business email hosting, and that's what I use for my email hosting. So I've had a couple cases now where emails go through with Gmail, but they don't go through with applr.net, which is really frustrating. Okay, not gonna lie, this thing looks a little bit interesting. So this looks like it's a NVMe cloner, and they just like kind of stick the drive right on the top. I actually used to have one of these when I worked in shadow IT, as people call it. So we would frequently clone drives with stuff like this onto SSDs. So I had to maintain a number of old pieces of test equipment. One of them had been upgraded to Windows XP. So it was originally built with, I think, NT4. And then it got upgraded to XP, and we eventually gave it Core 2 Quad CPUs. And that thing ran on like a 100 gig hard drive. We upgraded it to like a Samsung Evo SSD using tools like this for SATA. So they are really useful to some people. I personally don't find a use for it. I don't actually carry around, like I know people love their portable NVMe drives. I send everything to my server like right away. So my memory cards for my cameras, all that stuff, it's going straight to the server. I'm not dicking around with these little portable SSDs. It's just not worth it for me. Surfshark and Incogni. Oh, interesting. Oh, how many emails have they sent me so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's the last one. So I get emails from companies like this kind of occasionally. I'm a little bit sketched out by what Incogni does, so I don't really want to support or sponsor them. Surfshark, as well as VPN companies in general, I have a sort of really hard line in the sand that I'm not going to work with any VPN company that doesn't support IPv6. And then from there, I'd have to do some more research on their business practices and things like that to consider them. There are a lot of very legitimate use cases for using a VPN, especially to get around region-locked content or things like that. I feel like the privacy aspects are very oversold and overhyped by these companies, and I don't want to get into that side of marketing. 4K autofocus HDMI microscope. I was like one of those electronics YouTubers that was building electronics all day. This would definitely be up my alley. I do not repair electronics. I'm not an electrical engineer. I'm a computer engineer, and dealing with electronics is a little bit out of my comfort zone. So this is not something that I would personally show off. It's not exactly in the focus of my channel, but I'm sure for some other creators this would be a great option. CPE 326 outdoor Wi-Fi bridge. Okay, let's take a look at it. Oh, they don't sell anymore. It's unfortunate. So it's like a point-to-point Wi-Fi thing. 5.8 gigahertz, claims 5 kilometers. Okay, VLAN support. So products like this, I usually try to do at least some amount of due diligence to see like, is it a half decent product? Does it have support from OpenWRT? Does it have support from Linux? Those kinds of questions. Is it a reputable brand? Even if it's not a reputable brand, like, is it a new Amazon brand or is it rebadged from something on Teemu or something? So this particular one I didn't go with. I also didn't have a good test setup for long-range Wi-Fi. Maybe in Finland I could do some long-range Wi-Fi testing in Amalankula, which is in the suburbs of Seinäjoki where I now live, because I know some people out there that live in farms. So between two farms or something, but I don't have the test set up to do long-distance Wi-Fi, and I don't think you guys would appreciate a video of me just unboxing and looking at it if I can't do real, thorough testing, so I passed on that one. Here I have someone trying to offer their services as a thumbnail artist. They've worked with these creators, I don't know if you know them, and they sure look like they're using AI to me, but maybe not AI, so yeah, thumbnail artists. I'll admit my thumbnails are not very good. I used to do them all myself in paint.net a long time ago. Then I moved to do them all in Apple Keynote, which is sort of like PowerPoint. I actually really like Keynote, but I was essentially making everything from scratch, and I'm not really an artist. So recently I've got a paid subscription to Canva, and that's what I use. It's also what I use to make my t-shirt designs. All of my t-shirt designs, by the way, including this beautiful, use Bcache file system, the cow file system that won't eat your data. These are all made by me and my fiance in Canva. So we did the work to create them without AI. I think this is pretty funny. Quick question for Jeff Geerling. I am not Jeff Geerling, by the way. I know Jeff, we chat sometimes, but I am not him. So he's worked with some big names. I have no idea who any of those are. He does have the right channel, though. Then he sent more. So yeah. So here we got some sort of power bank. Mobile energy storage solutions. There's the power bank. I replied saying, like, are you looking to showcase the power station by itself or the solar panel, etc., etc.? So at this point I was thinking, maybe I can make a video about like solar powering my home lab to save money. I know a lot of my viewers in Germany complain to me all the time about how expensive it is to run even the lowest power servers there. And I'm not in Germany, but I could throw some solar panels on my roof and power my home lab with that. That'd be cool, right? But no, they didn't reply. So I feel like this is also an example of how not to write an email. This is a very long email. I can tell the brand here is called Wolcata. And I can see they're asking for a video, but I don't know who they are and what they provide. So like the picture's not here. Obviously they're checking to track that I've opened the message, but like, what even is Wolcata? Like, what do they make? Okay, wireless Type-C transmitter receiver. I'm guessing this just says HDMI and not like the full Type-C. But yeah, so we got this thing here. Would have been nice if the receiver had HDMI, but then they just kind of keep going. So we got email number 2, email number 3, email number 4, email number 5. They're offering $500 now for a full video review. Yeah, 5 emails. Thanks, Melody. I do get that some of the most popular videos on my channel by view count involve long-distance HDMI. So I've done 2 on HDMI over fiber and 1 on HDMI over Ethernet, and those are my most popular videos to date. So I understand why they've been coming out to me. I don't really like wireless things, so I've been chatting privately with some of you guys about the problems with too many wireless things, getting congestion, things not working, even though they claim they should be interference-free, etc. So, not my favorite. I do get how it'd be useful, but not for me. Okta from Yodao Ads. They're partnering with Nada AI. They have an AI application they would like me to make a video. I think I've already mentioned I'm not really into AI, especially generative AI. My use for AI so far has been generally finding things that are wrong with it. Occasionally a Microsoft Copilot produces something half useful. Usually it's like half works, but I'm smart enough to know how to figure out what it did wrong. I can see if you're not an excellent programmer, it would totally lead you on the wrong track and you'd have an awful day. So AI, probably not for me. The things that I do like AI for are like translation, transcription services, things like that. I feel like having more context in a sort of AI-based pipeline or a transformer pipeline might help those cases specifically, like taking speech to text, things like that for disabilities. I feel like that's something that's improved a lot with the use of AI, but not this AI application. Also, like the lucky beneficials here, the Kingdom of Anguilla from the UK, I guess. They own .ai, by the way, and they have since 1995. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, every single 2-letter top-level domain is actually a country code. So like, I own Apple.fi, FI, country code of Finland, makes sense. .ai, that's a country as well, in this case, Anguilla. If you're a big fan of like .io, who owns that one? British Indian Ocean Territory, formerly. And that one's been contested recently because Britain gave up their claim to that and some international boundaries shifted, and now .io shouldn't exist anymore on policy, but so many people have used it for real domains that were not officiated with the British Indian Ocean territories that it's made a mess. So at this point, we're only in March, and we're already on our 3rd AI thing. They want to pay me to make a video about their AI. This email claims it's from, was it Logitech? Yeah, it's actually not Logitech. It's actually, whoever the hell this guy is. Like I say, you says nam check. Yeah, it's definitely not Logitech, so keep your eye out. Attack Shark Gaming Peripherals. I think they didn't like my prices. A lot of these products, I send them back a price to do a 60 to 90 second ad in the beginning of a video. I don't have nearly as many moral issues doing those ads as I do doing fully sponsored videos. And a lot of them don't like that. So, oh well. Another one. This time they're offering to send me 2 that I can send to followers. Programmable sprinkler timer. As my follower, would you guys want me to do a giveaway for a programmable sprinkler timer? I didn't think so either. Vomo. What are they? An AI-powered app that turns meeting recordings into neat, organized notes with summaries and action items. I think you guys know my feelings on AI. Now, despite that, this is, I think, one of the possibly best use cases of AI to transcribe voice to text. But also, being in the line of work I'm in, I don't go to meetings. I get to avoid meetings by running the email factory on my laptop here and not having to deal with that bullshit. So that's a plus of being an influencer, I guess, right? Here we go. Laptop screen extender to go on top of your laptop. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, I did an ad for a company similar to this that has the ones that go on the side of your laptop, like not too long ago. The product worked fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't know who's going to a coffee shop and folding out this big monstrosity. I have a desk here with 2 monitors. I'm working on a setup in Finland where I have a laptop plus 1 monitor. I can't imagine myself strapping more monitors on my laptop instead of buying like a monitor to put on my desk. But that's just me. Now, all of these companies, I offer them if they have a touchscreen. I have projects I can do like with Home Assistant with touchscreens, but they don't generally have touchscreens, so it's unfortunate. So emails like this really irritate me. So I got Christine here. She's working with Slacklock on my podcast platform. I actually don't have a podcast, but whatever. So she's asking for all this information from me, which is not unreasonable. But I don't know what she does. I have no links. I have no pictures. Like what do you even do? And then I get... So this is another weird one. This is Amy. She says she's from Hurdley, and she's followed my inspiring content, authentic connection, etc. They're offering me a collaboration opportunity, but like, what do you even do? Like, do I have to follow my link here to see what your company actually does? Like, please put that in the body of the email. Now this one's a shitty deal. Basis Smart Toilet, ZY695A. Let's go take a look at this on Amazon. Smart toilet with bidet, built-in tank, auto open close lid, 12-inch rough-in, heated seat foot sensor, rear and feminine wash, blah, 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 blah. It's a real fancy toilet. Go Login, an anti-detect browser used for managing multiple accounts and online privacy. That doesn't sound sketchy at all, does it? Not sure who this is from, but it says, thank you for staying with us and supporting the journey. And they send me a bunch of random codes. I'm actually not sure who they are. So here, Head AI. Like, what do you even do? I got invitation codes, but what do they do? Now, this is the first email I've ever gotten from Head. And I got about 300 more of them that I might or might not showcase, but this is where it all began. We'd love to invite you to join our Amazon Creator Campaign, heavy-duty suction cup hooks, or 5-layer rotating jewelry organizer. Here is another email from Head. Love my hands-on approach to Raspberry Pi experience networking. Just infrastructure, interesting. Powerful desktop application that captures audio and converts it into text. Okay. So as we'll see with more of these emails from Head, all of these emails are written by AI, I think, because they're all unique. Every single email I get is a little bit different. It's not some sort of form email. They've tweaked the wording for everyone. So I think what happens is this email was written by an AI, and it may have had access to some of my content on my channel, or maybe some old content on my channel. I'm not sure. I haven't done Raspberry Pi in a long time. But it's like an AIception going on here. So they'll be like, we'd like you to advertise this AI-based product. Also, we're an AI marketing agency, so you'll talk to the AI, and then the AI will put you in context with another AI. That's how it's supposed to work, I think. SafeLine, open source web application firewall. I've actually never heard of that project before, but I guess we'll see what their GitHub repo looks like. Okay, well, they last committed to it last month. How's development going? Not all that much, it looks like. So a lot of these things haven't been updated in a while. Oh, this time they're not representing anyone. They're just, they have an increased budget for blank, dot. Your dedicated involvement in creating content for dot. This is what happens when AI can't proofread your emails for you because the AI wrote it in the first place. Have you ever heard of the persecution of Falun Gong in China? It replies to admissions@peralta.edu. What the fuck is that? I've been blind copied, I think, from whoever the fuck this is at Gmail. And it's just him ranting about religion. This is the worst scam email ever. Our brand are looking forward in a promo opportunity. We want to create something together. From the Czech place again. Let's see. Wireless Bluetooth AI conference earbuds with live transcription. AI-driven device that supports multilingual transcription and real-time audio recording. Looks like we've got Shopify Ivan again, except, well, he's still at Gmail. Yeah, Shopify Ivan. This time he's replying to Nox Influencer, and he wants me to advertise some HDMI wireless thing. I came across their website and I read about your home automation products. I actually don't sell any products, I just sort of DIY stuff, but okay. I work at Sales Closer, the first smart tool that can handle phone calls, Zoom calls, appointment scheduling, and more without any code required. You can have our AI agents take incoming calls, blah, 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 blah. I feel like having an AI agent take a call for me is a really quick way to lose a customer. Like, I get that it works for Comcast, because Comcast customers have literally no other option. But even then, I'd rather go to Starlink than deal with Comcast AI bullshit. So, if you contact me about any purchases, such as my t-shirts, it will go to my inbox and I will deal with it. So, yes. Worth a chat. Then she gave me her address in Vancouver. Just wanted to see if you have any interest. Just wanted to connect over a quick call. You got busy, blah, 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 blah. Francis Yang, also known as Head AI. Their emails are getting a little bit better now. We wanted to follow up, blah, blah, blah. They're offering me $868. Odd number, but sure. Yeah, they actually have a domain now, I think, too, headai.com. No, they don't. Okay. How about the hands-free smart toilet cleaner? Okay, I'm pretty sure this is just the thing we've had for like a long time already. It's not actually new. So here I got an email. Still interested in partnering, by the way, from Head AI, by the way, the AI marketing agency. This was at 3:58 a.m. Then AI sent me another video at 6:36 a.m. with other stuff. So I guess the AI decided it was going to up its price in 3 hours from $584 to And $993. Oh, these are the worst. We're currently working with a new video editing app. Due to confidentiality agreements, we're unable to disclose the app's name or specific features. What? Definitely not agreeing to do any collaboration unless I know the specific features. Now, I understand if some of it's like under NDA or something, and I've had brands reach out with NDA requests before, but they've never asked me to agree to a collaboration without knowing what it is. And I've always had the option to decline. I mean, the NDA stays in place, obviously, but it's weird. How about a modern cable railing system and floating stairs kit? They offer a flat rate of $800. If I had a deck, that might look half decent. Another Ugreen NAS with 64 RAM. That's a lot of RAM. 4 months later, that 64 RAM might be worth more than the rest of the product, right? Okay, these guys, a brand passionate about transforming lives through self-awareness, AI-powered emotion tracking technology. Oh man. Do you need more AI in your life? That's what I thought. How about Lessie AI? What do they do? AI-powered people search agent to help people find and connect with the right people with AI. What if we take something that we're already doing and we add AI to it? And we get $1 billion in venture capital and we like fuck off to some island in the Caribbean or something. How's that sound? Coopert, a browser extension that helps shoppers automatically discover and apply coupon codes online. I'm not sure if you guys remember, like a couple months ago when there was a huge scandal about Honey stealing affiliate link tracks and replacing it with their own. So they made more money. Then also charging companies to not show them coupon codes. I wonder if this works the same way or if they use AIs. They're immune to being sued or something like that. It said the AI-powered influencer agency, they want to send me a Claw Lab tufting kit. The fuck is a tufting kit? Oh, helps textile artists make custom rugs. I look like a textile artist to you? I just lay on the rugs. Like, what am I supposed to do with them? Oh, they upped their price to $450 at 3:39 a.m. right after the original price of $521 at 3:14 a.m. Notice that the updated price is lower. Oh, for the same thing, by the way, Claw Lab Tufting Kit. So then the next email, the AI decided for this Claw Lab Tufting Kit, they're going to offer $2,605 at 4:37 a.m. after at 3:39 they offered me $450, and at 3:14 they offered me $521. Then 2 minutes later at 4:39 they offered me $22.50 to show off their tufting kit. Someone really wants me to make a rug making video on my channel. Wow. I don't know if it's the AI's idea to generate and send these emails or how the prices come up, but I'm pretty sure it's just AI pulling numbers out of its ass and sending them to me. Okay, this time the AI took it personally. I still haven't replied 6 or 7 days after the first email. So they've upped their offer to $36.47 US. How about Michael, Dell, Alienware, part of Dell, between $200 and $5,000. Definitely from Alienware, and definitely not from 635 Temp Bridge, blah blah blah, post check. How about now an AI-powered office suite that helps you create research reports, etc. AI-powered. Is this like the new Clippy? Like him? Oh yeah, send me an email again from Skywork. AI-powered super agents that can turn one research problem into editable docs. This guy's from Jack, who is, what's Jack's email? Jack at skywork.ai. He sent me a 1017. Just after at 9:39, I got the same exact email from April at Influky. So I guess they've got multiple agencies working their thing. Well, I think it's the last revenge of the Claw Lab Tufting Kit. Here on the 26th, that's like 23 days after the first email, they're offering me $36.47 to tuft a fucking rug for them. Nope, that's not the end. $22.50, we changed our minds. I don't know if any of my viewers speak Japanese, but thankfully they have English down here from Domo AI. They follow my social media accounts, and I'm impressed by my engaging content. This is a powerful AI application that transforms images into videos and lets you add your own creative elements. Pretty sure this is what I talk about when I say I hate generative AI. It's this stuff right here. Okay guys, this is getting kind of old now. It's been like almost a month, and you keep changing the price, and I really don't care. How about Opera, the web browser? You're looking for a video with Opera in the title, and they pay, I think, hell of a lot of money. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I've been using Firefox now for almost 20 years. I think I first used Firefox in 2006. This was probably on version 2 or version 3 back when the web, like the UI took up like 1/3 of the screen, and we had fun themes, and I would download like dozens of themes to switch between every day, and that was so much fun. I don't even know if tabs were a thing back then. They probably were. But yeah, it was a different time back then. And I've stuck with Firefox for a long time through their ups and downs. Now, Opera used to be their own layout engine, but now they're based on Chromium. Something like that, or they're related to Chromium. So I don't know how I feel about Opera. The fact that they're marketing, though, is probably not a good sign, because they have to be making money somehow. And so are they doing that through their like VPN collaborations or some other data selling, advertiser selling? I don't know. So a little bit sketchy to me. It was actually from like a mailing list, because they did a firmware update to the GLINet Comet I reviewed before. So major changes, I guess. Source code is open now. Business source license. Huh. Okay. So I'm probably subscribed to this because of downloading their firmware updates before. In the past, I reviewed the GLINet Comet KVM, and I thought it was a piece of shit. However, all of that was because the firmware was very undeveloped and did not work well at all. And I said that in my review. I said this thing is not finished. It should not be on the market for another couple of months. And maybe it's been fixed now. I did a follow-up review maybe 4 months later, and a lot of the issues I had in my review had been fixed. So maybe they needed 4 months to finish the software before they start selling the damn things. But GLINet won't respond to me now when I ask them about reviewing their newer products. And I'm not asking them to like pay me or anything. I just want them to send me one of the newer units so I can do a better review on it. But no, because I said that it sucks, because it did suck when they sent it to me. I mean, I can only review what I'm sent. If you send me something that's a piece of crap, that's it. Like, that's how it is. If it doesn't work in my testing, it doesn't work. You should have fixed your software before you sent it to me. But anyway, maybe now they fixed their software. How about a ultrasonic cleaner machine for cleaning your fake teeth? One tool, multiple uses. Wow. This one's from Rode, but they're supposed to have a line through the O like they're Danish. Up here they do, but oh wait, that's actually Vela.kored.gazeta.pl. That's not Rode. Stephanie from Zeelies. Product, Milvus and Zeelies. Okay, like what is it? Do I have to follow the link to see what it is? How about Plod, a AI-powered voice recorder that's changing the way people organize their ideas? They want to send me a note pin that's going to record everything. I don't know if they know this. I actually have a recorder here that records everything, and it works really well. And then I put it on video for you guys, and at nowhere in that process do I have to transcribe or use AI. TP-Link portable travel router. So this one's interesting because I was actually already working with TP-Link Omada for this video up here, which turned out great, by the way. They're very happy with the Wi-Fi setup with Omada. But I learned through this email that Omada and Consumer are totally different marketing parts of TP-Link, and they don't really talk to each other. So I wanted to do a review on their service provider gear, which is like a third branch of the company, and neither the Consumer or Omada people were able to connect me with those guys. So they make a system called like Deco for ISP, Aginet, and it's basically like a Deco hardware, the consumer hardware, but managed by a cloud, but not in a way like Omada where you're managing complex networks. It's like you're managing a million Decos each of which is just 1 or 2 decos, like you sell in people's homes. So since so many people now don't understand that the internet and Wi-Fi are different things, they think they're paying a company to provide Wi-Fi, and for ISPs, a lot of their business is providing Wi-Fi and not internet. So, I mean, I obviously have my own router and my own stuff, but a lot of people don't, and they just use what the ISP gives them, and TP-Link makes that equipment. So I wanted to review that because I've been starting to work with other ISPs and starting my own, like, home lab ISP, but I wasn't able to connect with Aginet. But I still like TP-Link, despite the way that they've been, I think, unfairly treated by the current administration, probably for not paying bribes or something like that. That's how Trump works. So anyway, they make good stuff. Maybe I'll review it in the future. I'm not going to lie, I laughed my ass off when I read this video. So it's from Wendy. Wendy's at influencerandcreator.com. Desk lock, smart lock. Look at this picture they sent me. Like, this is the shittiest looking door I've ever seen. It reminds me of actually a video from the Lockpicking Lawyer, which I'll put up here. He does April Fool's videos every year. And he did one of them about picking his ex-girlfriend's back door, picking the lock. And it looked about as dirty as this. Another hilarious one here. I noticed you're diving into blah, 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 blah. What would happen if YouTube changed their policies? Blah, 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 blah. Are you shadow banned? So then I sent him this screenshot of the app, which shows his email from Justin Ferrari that says, this email has failed its domain authentication requirements. It may be spoofed or improperly forwarded. So then I replied to him saying, might want to check your email settings. It seemed like you might be shadow banned. Hi, Apple Arts Adventures. I'm Peter from DigitNow. I've seen your videos on one of these topics and admire your work. They want me to look at a scanner. Keydoc, that's like almost like Kodak, but not quite. Okay, cool, but what if it did more? It's a lamp, but it's got USB ports. Okay, so it's a lamp with a table. Okay. Okay, LCMD microserver. They are not happy about the review video I published. They think it was unfair because I used it in a manner not outlined in the official instruction manual. The methodology used in the video doesn't represent the conditions for which it was designed. We kindly request you remove the video from YouTube and Bilibili. I actually didn't put it on Bilibili, so I don't know if it's there. But yeah, I felt like it was a terrible product because it didn't do anything I expect a computer to do. So like I couldn't get Linux to boot in it because of weird hardware choices. I had all kinds of weird problems. So here's the video, by the way, if you want to watch my review on that. I really hate how you've highlighted all your crap in yellow, so I have to highlight it again just to read it. And they're also from not BMW, BWM Marketing Company. I think that actually is their domain, yeah, BWM Canada. How about Teemu? Do we want to advertise with Teemu? I actually looked to see if they had any weird crap that I could make like a sarcastic video about. I didn't even find anything good there. Like AliExpress has like good weird stuff, but not Teemu. How about Rumble? Alternative to YouTube. Okay. Wasn't this the one that was really into like the right-wing extremists? I think it was Rumble. Maybe it was not. In any case, I've heard bad things about Rumble. Not just like neutral things, but like bad things. How about an AI desktop robot powered by GPT-5P? Look at that guy. Doesn't he look cute? So I think I asked him, yeah, I was like, will you support custom integrations? Will you support open source integrations? Is there an API? Do you have any integration partners lined up already? And they didn't reply to me. I mean, like, I'm not opposed to taking a look at a product like that if it actually supports the other products I work with, like Home Assistant for integration, things like that. But if it's just AI all the way, I don't see how that could be useful to really anyone. How about Cape? What does Cape actually do? I'm going to go follow the link. Creative brief. Okay, they're a privacy-first mobile carrier, blah, 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 blah. So this is actually very relevant to me because my carrier, here in the US at least, AT&T, snoops the hell out of all of my data. I actually have a video upcoming on how their data inspection platforms mess up basically all of the traffic you do on port 80 and port 443. So like they're trying to log all your web traffic real hard, and it sort of breaks the internet in a way that I really hate as someone who thinks ISPs should be neutral carriers. And that doesn't mean Cape is a better company, but it is a legitimate problem at least. How about an AI-driven 3D digital companion? That sounds horrifying. We better check that link. Oh no, that is not something that needs to be on my channel. Wow. AI avatar. Maybe that's where AI will finally make a return on investment. So I have now reached the end of my inbox. So I guess I should go back through all the emails I flagged while I was doing this that I may have forgotten about in the last 12 months and see if I can reply to any of them. As you guys know, I'm moving to Finland in just a couple of days. And finally, it's permanent. So I got my residence card in the mail. I now officially have a Finnish residence permit. I don't officially have a Finnish ID card yet because I have to go there in person for that one. But once the paperwork gets dealt with there, I'll have an ID card as well. I heard that Finland is now issuing digital IDs like Estonia, which I think is super cool, because some people in my comment section before have told me that they use their Estonian digital ID card, which has a built-in X509 certificate in hardware for mutual TLS client auth, which I think is super cool, and I'd love to try that too. So that's where I'm going. I had a great time today. I do this every year. Come down to my Discord server, chat with me about this. I love like all the weird stuff I get to look at being a content creator here. Of course, it comes with stuff like this, getting advertisements, getting emails about a ClawLab Tufting kit 15 times in a row. But I hope I've been able to make good content this year for you guys. I mean, I've just made so many videos this year that have been really, I think, upping my production quality, even though I struggled a bit in Finland with good lighting and things like that. So I'm working on that. I've got a new office renovation planned for the green room at our house in Finland. So we'll have a nice studio where we can both work on arts and crafts and video production. So I'm really excited for that. I hope you guys come along with me into the new year, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure, I guess.